Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a great privilege to be here. And I thank you so much for your support for our country, for my country, Israel. We all came here to say that I like Israel. I would like to say that I love Israel. I am not a politician, and I was asked to be politically correct as much as I can. So I will try. I can't promise that I will be the best at being a politician. I'm not here to offend anybody. I am here to tell the truth the way that I saw it. And hopefully this will be the way for peace in our world at some point, because the truth is born only of freedom, and I think people have to have the freedom to think, to question, to criticize, to say things. If I was not like this, I wouldn't be standing here today. I was asked by the German Channel 2 a question. If Hamas was a terrorist organization or not. How can you answer a question like this? We still have thousands of innocent people's blood witnessing Hamas terrorist attacks. Hamas is a terrorist organization. I was asked more important question than if Hamas is a terrorist organization or not. I was asked once in America, what's the difference between Hamas and hummus? Hamas was born to destroy the state of Israel. Hamas was born to destroy, and Hamas doesn't know how to build. I can say this because I have the authority to say that. I grew up in the heart of Hamas leadership. My father, Sheikh Hassan Yussef, is one of the founding members of Hamas organization. My family had to pay a very high price for the cause of Hamas. And we had to suffer more than any Palestinian family. So Hamas, at some point of my life, was my project. It was my business and my family's business. And I know about Hamas more than its members know about it. I had many reasons to hate Israel at some point of my life. I had political reasons, personal reasons, ideological reasons, and please to focus when I say ideological reasons. People are running from the reality that there is religious war. And there is a war between gods in the Middle East, between ideologies, between values, between the Western civilization and the barbarians. This is the reality on the ground. This is what's happening. This is not radical Islam. I'm coming from a moderate Muslim family, and my dad considers himself a moderate leader. But we know every time when we read the Quran and we look at the behavior of Muhammad that unfortunately he did not like the Jewish people. And Hamas follow his steps. Muslims and Palestinians have the motivation, the religious motivation for their fight. Maybe they pretend, maybe they try to be politically correct in the eyes of the world. But I personally, as a thinker and as an author, I can't fool people. And I don't care if I'm considered whatever people want to consider me. We have to face the reality with courage before it's too late. Do Arabs hate Israel because of political reasons or because of ideological reasons? Is it a political conflict or a racial conflict? When I see and listen to the media here in the West, I start to forget where I'm coming from. I know the language, I know the people, I know the mentality, I know everything about that culture of death. And I start to believe the lie that this is just a minor problem. I'm here today to say that the ideological dimension of the Middle East conflict is the most important dimension. And we, as free people, have to take this in consideration. This is my message and this is my responsibility. I think we are short on time and there is no room to fit all my story. I explained how the transformation happened in my life. And there are many motivations that led me to have the honor to work as an agent for the Israeli intelligence for 10 years, to serve Israel and to serve the Israeli people. Nobody knew about my existence. I was a top secret agent. Few people within the Israeli intelligence knew about my existence. How did I come from Hamas to serve Israel? This is a long story. As I said, it's very hard to fit the whole story in few minutes. I wrote about all the details in Son of Hamas. But all I can say that the most important motivation among all other motivations that I had to work for the State of Israel was the deep understanding of God's love to all His children through the person of Jesus Christ. I am not here to preach. I'm not a saint, I'm a sinner, and I'm not a preacher, but this is the truth. And I know deep in my heart that that was the most important motivation that I had. Love your enemy. And I took the challenge, and because of that, I stand here today very confident. Yes, disowned. Yes, my nation want to kill me and execute me, and they consider me as a traitor. But I stand here with lots of confidence to say that, yes, I love Israel. Politicians and the international community, governments, everybody is talking about the right of a Palestinian statehood, that Palestinians have their own state. I think it's a bad idea. And I think that Palestinians will pay a very high price for this. Palestinians for more than 60 years tried to destroy the state of Israel, not to build a Palestinian state. And now they're coming very late, trying to fit a Palestinian state like somebody who's trying to fit an elephant in the eye of a needle. It's a small property. It's a very small country. 27,000 square kilometers. This is nothing. And it does not have room for two states. I am not saying that Palestinians can have their own authority and they can have a state. But we have to take in consideration the Israeli security necessities. We have to take this in consideration. We all see what happened in Gaza Strip. And we don't want to repeat the same mistakes of the past. Because not only Israelis will suffer, Palestinians will suffer too. I'm not talking about Palestinian politicians and leaders. I am talking about Palestinian children who are sick and tired of the ways of their leaders and their selfish desires. And I hope that none of my Palestinian children will have to go through what I had to go through. As I said, I worked for the security of Israel, and in the meantime, I still love my people. Our goal was not only to bring security to the state of Israel. Our mission on a daily basis was to save human lives. Arabs, Palestinians, Israelis, Americans, and all types of people. That was our duty. And this is the truth that I learned for many years. That was our responsibility. When Arabs, with their propagandas, and Palestinians try to describe Israel as thirsty for the Palestinian blood, this is a lie for cheap political achievements. I was a witness, I have been a witness, and I know that Israel is not the problem in the Middle East. Israel is the solution to the Middle East. I want my people to see and study the Israeli experience. After all the tragedies that this amazing nation had to face, their focus was not to take revenge. After the Holocaust, the focus was to survive and to choose life over death. Unfortunately, my people did not learn from this amazing experience, and they are doing totally the opposite. They're seeking death over life. This is why I say that Israel is the solution, not the problem. And let me be honest with you. In this conflict in the Middle East today, after a long experience here in the West, reading, studying, reading about all the foundations of this civilization, the Western civilization, and its philosophy, I tell you, if Israel fails in the Middle East, the Western civilization will fail. It's our duty to protect and defend the state of Israel. And this is not for any political achievement. When I did this, when I do this today, I do it for myself. And I do it for the generations to come and for peace in our world. Thank you so much for coming this evening, and God bless you all.